Welcome to Bear Football. My name is Aldo Gandia, sitting in for John Buffone and Tyler Ellis. This is Danny Shimon. Danny, how are you, my friend?
Good. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year to you as well, and all the Barflies watching. Danny, the Chicago Bears offense took the field first. They had a nice drive, went down and scored touchdown. Then the Lions offense scored consecutive touchdowns on each series, 75 yards, and they've been in control of this game ever since. And in fact, the Bears offense has deteriorated to the point where it is really, really difficult to watch. Your observations?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate New Year, but same Bears defensive unit. You could tell that the Lions are a team that still has a hopes of making the playoffs, while the Bears are just kind of playing out the string here. And defensively, I mean, they have really just given. I mean, that lack of effort on that run by Swift there for a touchdown, and some of the lackadaisical, hustle to not even try and make I think it was Brisker who didn't even really try to attempt to make a tackle there. It's just the defense is just, it is what it is. I tweeted out, Swiss cheese. That's holes all over the place. Frankly, I'm really tired of watching them play week in and week out. This defensive unit just really does nothing for me. But offensively, he started off great with Justin Fields. The one thing that's concerning to me now, Aldo, is something that you and I talked about, earlier this week was Fields now getting all these hits. I mean, he's, right now he started running, got 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. Next thing you know, they're working on his legs again, and now they stopped running him, right? And now he's sitting there getting creamed in the pocket. That one where he they got him from behind, he got the ball out. He's laying under the pile, and they're all going for that football, and none of the offensive linemen are rushing over there and trying to get his quarterback out. Like, what are you? I'm screaming at the TV, get your quarterback out of that pile. Grab guys, and I don't care if you get a 15-yard penalty or whatever. Grab guy by the neck and throw him off that damn pile. Get your quarterback, get your franchise off the floor there. He's underneath everybody there. So, and then the other thing rubbed me the wrong way with the defense. In between of a timeout, you have Kyler Gordon flashing a peace sign to the camera. Like, dude, get your guys back in the game. You guys are getting your ass kicked here. And that's why I said I'm tired of watching these guys play week in and week out. Seriously. And I know there's some young talent in the secondary, but that really rubbed me the wrong way. So it's something that Justin Fields, we'll see what happens here in the second half, but he's the only reason you watch his team. And now he's, getting banged up and hurt out there. So it really was a frustrating first half here for me personally.
Yeah, it's always difficult to get a team up when they have a losing record. The season is over. It's always difficult to get them up for games. And the Bears have, up until this point, convinced me that they had not given up. But perhaps after a New Year's Eve celebration, this team is not focused, and it's very, very disheartening to see some of your core players like Jaquan Brisker act in such a manner where it looks like he wasn't totally focused and engaged on that particular play that DeAndre Swift ran in for a touchdown. Let's get back to Justin Fields. The one big highlight for him was this run that got him to second place in the all-time rushing list for quarterbacks. Danny, what does it mean to you personally as a Bears fan if he eclipses Lamar Jackson's rushing record?
I mean, it's a nice little tip in his cap there to have, but I think he even mentioned it that this is not something he wants. He doesn't want to do that. He's doing this out of necessity because he's got nothing else around him. So if he eclipses it, great, he eclipses it, but it's not something that I would strive for as an organization. If you're trying to play him out there and make sure he gets that record, don't worry about that record. He's second place all time now behind Lamar Jackson, just passed Michael Vick today. So. It's like this kid is a franchise here. You cannot risk him out there just for a measly record. So again, it's something that he's done out of necessity this year, but it's not numbers that I expect him to reach year in, year out. I do not expect him to be rushing for this many yards. I hope he's not rushing for this many yards, because if he does, that means the offensive talent around him is still not good.
Zach Sullivan, my good buddy, says this was a development year for Fields. Well, guess what? Still no development as a real quarterback. Poles needs to land Stroud no matter what. I totally disagree with Zach Sullivan on this. The issue is that there has been development as a real quarterback. I mean, you also have to factor in that he is depleted of more offensive pass catching weapons than perhaps any other quarterback in the National Football League. In addition to that, he has an offensive line that from a pass blocking perspective, is among the worst in the National Football League. Does Justin Fields make quarterbacks? Yes. Some of those sacks today were perhaps he was holding the ball a little too long. It's hard to make a final judgment on that until you look at the all 22 and gather some more information. But yeah, in Fields' accuracy, that touchdown that he threw there at the end of the half is ridiculous. But some of those mistakes are also the culmination of just getting beat up so badly. So it's very, very difficult to lay claim to the fact that he has had no development at all this year. I totally disagree with Zach. Danny, I suppose you feel the same way.
I wouldn't even shown this comment. That this comment is ludicrous. I mean, if you're watching this whole year and you think Justin Fields has not progressed, has not developed, I mean, then I don't know what the hell you're watching, to be honest with you. And you want CJ Stroud now? You want another college quarterback? Is that what you want right now? So please, I don't even want to comment on that because that's just a ridiculous comment. I'm just not even in the mood to even attain or even entertain those type of thoughts right now.
Swanky is saying that Justin Fields should play and just stay in that pocket. And if he gets sacked, he gets sacked. Stay in that pocket and get it to effort fucking work. We can swear now that John Buffon's not on here. So what say you about that and his pocket presence today? I thought could have been a little bit better. I mean, he's seeing the tackles allowing these bull rushes right onto his lap. He's got to get rid of the ball. That's the issue.
The first one where it looked like it was like a sprint out or something to his right, and then looked like he was trying to see someone get open, and all of a sudden, I forgot which defender was all of a sudden on top of him. Like that was a play right there. You see a guy coming free, just get rid of football. Not only save yourself a hit, but also obviously save that sack. So another one where I believe he was rolling. Braxton Jones had the guy kind of going up the field, and then Justin Fields kind of rolled right into him. Now, my first inclination was to have him step up into the pocket, which is something he needs to work on, is being able to step up into the pocket. But then when we saw the replay, there was a defender then coming clear in the middle as well. So maybe he didn't think he was at time there too. So yeah, sometimes when he rolls out, especially when it seems like he rolls to his left a lot, he kind of rolls right into these defenders. And I think there was 2 sacks right there that I think Fields could have avoided if possible, But the other one was just, they can't. I think the third one was where he was running out of bounds. He ran out of bounds, and it was technically it was credited as a sack, but it wasn't a traditional sack, if you per se.
Khalil Herbert is back to his usual self, averaging over 7 yards per carry in the 4 carries that he has. But again, the troubling thing with Khalil is his pass blocking. Yeah. One of those plays, he just looked awfully bad, and that should not be happening in the 16th game of the season in your second year in the National Football League. Khalil Herbert has to improve his pass blocking because he is going to be a big factor in the 2023 Chicago Bears, no matter what they do with David Montgomery or the running backs. What say you about Herbert?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's an area he still struggles in. I think that was a defensive back that came in on a blitz. And that was actually a play where it looks like Fields had a receiver coming to the side there, but because his arm was hit as he was trying to throw the football, the ball kind of sailed over the receiver. So that could have been a first down conversion if he was just able to kind of maintain that block there. So yeah, that's something that he needs to work on. Obviously, his talent right now is in the backfield running that football, but that's why Montgomery is such a better back right now, because he is a better blocker, much better, pass blocker, and that's why the coaches staffs trust him over Herbert in those situations as well.
N'Keal Harry got into the action, caught a pass for 16 yards. Cole Kmet has the game's only touchdown for the Bears, catching a 13-yard pass. He dropped a pass on the sidelines. I saw your tweet about Cole Kmet. Tell me how disappointed you were that he didn't.
I mean, Cole Kmet should know better. I mean, he made a great play to stretch outside of his frame to make that catch, and then he goes and he leads to the ground with the football. Dude, tuck that ball in underneath and secure that ball. And now, you got a first down and a big play there. So, that would have been a first down conversion. Then next time, I think it was 3rd and 10 after that. And the Bears had then eventually had to end up punting the ball. So, that's a big, misplay there by Kmet. You mentioned N'Keal Harry. I mean, Chase Claypool, I think, is playing, right? I mean, I see number 10 out there running around. I know he's coming off a knee injury and it was questionable coming into the game. But, for me, if you're out there playing, you're suited up, you're active, you should be making some plays, and I just do not see him, getting. There was one, I think he actually drew a holding penalty on one of
Yes,
the
he did.
Lions. I think that was his only contribution so far in this first half. So, that's something I'm looking forward to seeing is Claypool. I know he talked about it this week as him and Justin Fields working together in the offseason. They got to build that chemistry, kind of like how Fields and Mooney did last offseason. So that's something, obviously that's a good thing. It's a positive thing to say there, but I want to see something from Claypool, whether it's a quick hitting play, a nice, 5, like an in route, a quick hitting slant route, something like that. Get the ball in his hands. Let's see what he can do.
Well, you got to get the ball thrown to you in order to make a contribution in the pass game. And Claypool has not had a single target today. So that's something that has to be worked on by the entire Bears coaching staff. And as you mentioned, Claypool did mention that he was going to spend considerable time in the offseason with Justin Fields and get this thing going. I'd love to see it get going in the second half. Let's at least get the ball to him 2 or 3 times and see what he can do with yards after the catch. But let's get back to Justin Fields. I mean, I at this point, I would, if I'm the Bears coaching staff, I would be having a serious discussion about whether Justin Fields should play in the second half at all, given the amount of punishment he's taken and the fact that you've already lost 2 offensive linemen in this game to injury.
Right, you're down to your third string, guard right now. I believe Borman's in there now at right guard. Jenkins got hurt, then Schofield replaced them, got hurt. So, yeah, that's a concern. But and then I think Fields was checked for a concussion. Obviously, we talked about him being stretched out, his legs and all that stuff. So, the one thing is he's a tough kid and he's not gonna want to get pulled out of this game. And I do not want to see Fields getting pulled out either. I mean, you start the game, you go ahead and finish it, but after today, I think the coaching staff needs to think long and hard about, is it worth, having him come back out there next week? Because he looks and he's in some sort of discomfort, whether it's his foot, whether it's a new injury that happened today in that long run. Because when you notice, once after that long run happened, he got up, he was a little bit in some discomfort, some pain. He hasn't run since then, really, other than when he's trying to run for his life, But so he's dealing with something. It appears like, and if it gets worse, the score gets a little bit more out of hand, might as well just pull him and put in Peterman. But if it's still a 1 or 2 score game, you still have to give your team a shot to win this football game, and the best way to do it is by playing Justin Fields.
The game has started in the second half. The Lions have the ball. It is already second down. So let's get to the game. And Danny and I will be here immediately after the game to provide full comments and also get to the press conferences by Justin Fields and Matt Eberflus. We'll see you guys then. Thanks for joining us on our halftime report.